A brother from our live broadcast says, I've repented from dealing with interest, but I need a credit card. He asks, is it okay if I use it as long as I pay it off before the due date? It is. I'm not saying this to issue a formal ruling. I'm saying it to convey what I heard from my Sheikh. This matter, I'm speaking about this issue of interest. It's a matter of the heart. How much it sits right with your heart and how much it doesn't. The judge is in there, the prosecutor is in there. Look, the interest that our Prophet, peace be upon him, forbade in his farewell sermon was first and foremost his own uncle's interest. And he operated much like the loan sharks of our time. That is the practice he forbade. So he says to the man, for instance, someone has fallen on hard times. They're in financial need. They can't find any other way out, for example. So they go, and just for example, in today's money, they say they need 10,000 lira. The lender says, I'll give it to you, but I have some conditions. What are they? He asks. He says, you will pay it back in 3 months. You'll repay the 10,000 lira in 3 months. And also, I'll take back 50,000 lira, for example. Look at that. 5 times the amount in 3 months. Does such an interest rate even exist? But the person is so desperate, they don't even have time to do the math. That's how far they've fallen. They're in such a bind. 3 months pass, and of course they can't come up with the 50,000 lira. May God protect us. The lender then goes and preys upon the person's property, their possessions, their family's honor. So our Prophet, peace be upon him, forbade these kinds of dishonorable acts. In the current system, just as the product that a clothing store sells, such as the various types of fabrics, are considered its commercial goods, for a bank, its commercial good is money. Despite this, does it still not sit right with your heart? It doesn't? Then don't do it, my brother, right? Don't buy, don't sell. No one is forcing you to do anything after all. If this side of the issue doesn't sit right with your heart, then you don't get involved, and that's the end of it. But for example, I know someone like that. Imagine this person for 65,000 lira, he's buying a house. He takes out a loan from the bank for the full amount. He pays it back as 105,000 lira over 10 years. The money he paid to the bank over 10 years, if he had stayed in a rental property, for 10 years anyway. If he had stayed in a rental for 10 years, the rent that he would have been required to pay for the entire period in question is a total of 36,000 lira. Just to think, I did so well, I didn't get involved with interest? Or should he buy it and pay for his own house? And then after 10 years, it's yours, right? Now, just because it's like this, let me buy another one and rent it out as I please. I'll just pay the bank installment with the rent it brings in, and so on. My brother, that's a luxury. That shouldn't sit right with your heart. Since this hawker says so, let me go get a loan and upgrade my 2005 car to a 2015. That part shouldn't sit right with your heart either. Let's be smart about it, right? I can't come and go to the dergah. If I had a car, I could come and go as I please. If that's your intention, go get it. No one is saying anything against that. But if your intention is, let me get the wife, my head hurts, she can take one car, I'll take the other, and so on, that shouldn't sit right with your heart now. Well, that shouldn't sit right with your heart now. Well, that shouldn't sit right with your heart now. Well, that really shouldn't sit right with your heart now, not at all. Well, that definitely shouldn't sit right with your heart now, you know? Well, that just shouldn't sit right with your heart now, honestly.